Hey everyone, reporting in for days 24 and 25 on the Camino de Santiago. Just so hard to believe that we're up in the 20s, and right now it's seems fairly likely that we're going to hit Santiago on Friday, October 12th, which would be day 29, which is really interesting because when I made out my list of the people that I'm going to pray for, I only listed 29 spots because I just didn't know what was going to happen, and it just so happens that we're going to get done in 29 days, it looks like, which is quite an accomplishment. That's we're averaging 16 to 17 miles a day. Everybody's feeling good. It's not like we're walking very fast or doing anything. We get up. Bill, the 80-year-old, has us up at about 6 a.m. every morning, and by about somewhere between 6:45 and 7, we're walking, and it's in the dark until about 10 after 8, 15 after 8 before sun up, and so we're walking with flashlights, and that's proven to be a little difficult a couple of times. So, not that we've gotten lost. We have gotten lost one time on the Camino, and one of these days I'm maybe talk about it, but we had a Camino angel that helped us out and got us back on track. That's been a while back, by the way. All is good. When last time I think I videoed, we were in Villafranca. From there we hiked up to only about 16.5 miles, but it was the last major uphill of the Camino de Santiago. We were trying to make Oso Brillo, but that didn't work out, mainly because there weren't any rooms. We probably could have got a bed at the albergue, but we read reviews on the albergue, and it was not very good. And so then we tried some hotels, figuring we'd splurge and get a hotel room, but all the hotels were full. It was Saturday night, so I backed up a little bit to this town called Laguna de Castilla, and was able to find us 3 beds at a albergue, which turned out to be really good because it was fairly new, and good restaurant, good bar. A lot of the people that we've been walking with, I'll call it our Camino family, which I'll post some pictures of, we're stopping there also. So we had a nice dinner with about 10 of us together, and it was a lot of fun, and it was everybody can tell, you can feel the excitement of people getting near the end. So all is good there. And we got up to Laguna, we had dinner, went to bed. Bill again had us up by 6 o'clock to go to Tria Castella, and it was important for us to get going. It was only a 14.5 mile hike, but we needed to get there by 1 o'clock, which is when there was Sunday Mass at the church there in Tria Castella, and we made it with about 20 minutes to spare before Mass, so we got checked in, and then we went to Mass at 1 o'clock, and then we went out to eat, and we just finished showering, and we have figured out that in most of these albergues, for somewhere between 5 and 7 euros, you can have the albergue do your laundry for us. So since there's 3 of us doing 3 persons' clothes, it's pretty cheap to have that done, and time saving too. So that's what we're having done tonight, and you can tell that it's a little cooler. I've got my jacket on. It's nice now. When we left Laguna this morning, I'll post some pictures, but it was they were predicting rain a couple of days ago, but it didn't rain, and we didn't use rain gear. I used the jacket more for warmth than for rain gear, and but it was the coldest morning we've had. It was mid 30s when we left this morning, so we all had long pants on, no shorts today, had ourselves bundled up, had multiple layers on, and it stayed pretty cold and blustery all day long. It finally broke about about an hour before we got to Castella, but I got some really neat pictures. There was a period of time that we were actually walking above the clouds, and then we actually kind of, as we were going down, walked through the cloud, and it wasn't really misting, but it was certainly damp. But nothing that got your clothes wet or the pack wet or anything like that. It was really actually pretty. As you would break in the clouds, you would get some fairly spectacular views. So anyway, I'll post some pictures and you'll see that. In Castella tonight, all is good. Mike has a little issue with his shin still, and we're icing it, but with only 5 days to go, or 4.5 really when you get down to it, because we should hit Santiago fairly early on Friday. I think he's going to be fine, and he's between icing it and rubbing it down with some aspirin cream that they sell over here. I think it's going to work out fine. Bill's not showing any wear and tear. The man is an animal. He's a man among boys. So for 80 years old, it's pretty incredible how he has, he's more or less set the pace. It's kind of interesting, we all have very similar paces, although we rarely walk together for any length of time. Maybe 20 or 30 minutes, two of us walk together, and then we kind of split out and have some kind of silent time, and we meet people all along the way, and we'll walk with those people as we go. I'll post some pictures of our dinner last night in Laguna de Castilla, of our kind of our Camino family, that some people that we've been walking with the last few days. So who am I walking for today? Well, it's probably the largest group that I am praying for thanks for. I refer to it as Kathy's Friends, and a lot of it has to do with Kathy's the one that maintains the friendship and is in touch with these people on a very regular basis. And it's people, I had to write them all down, so I'm kind of reading this, but it's Laura and Jim Reed and Laura and Jim Vukovich, the Lauras and Jims, Lisa and Mike Malinik, Chris and Mike Aljo, Chris and Kevin Crambier, and a shout out to Kevin. He's passed some tests and now is going to hopefully be on the transplant list. So praying for you. Praying for you. And then Sandy and Tom Schneider, had a big issue go on with Sandy and Tom. Their house got flooded via some mechanical, I don't know much of the details, and they're going to have to move out of their house. So prayers go out to them. Linda and Keith, again, Sandy, Linda, and Keith, Sandy, Linda, and Kathy walked together. Great people. Kathy and Bob Bailey, Lou and Patty Meyer. Kathy and Patty are very close. Lou and I have done some golfing together, and so if I didn't mention the name, it's not because you're not on the list, it's because I just can't keep up with all of Kathy's friends. So you could throw in there the McGees and the Urics and all those people. It's just, Kathy has so many friends. For her 60th birthday, there were so many people that wanted to take her out to lunch. She celebrated her 60th birthday for an entire year. And that's not too much of an exaggeration. So today, I love all you guys, and I'm thankful that you're in my life, because I'm thankful that you're in Kathy's life, and that's what Kathy really gets her energy from, is those relationships. So thank you for being there, and love seeing you, and not too long and not too distant future I'll be back, and we'll see a lot of you in person. Tomorrow is the third of the 3 people I worked with that I've maintained a relationship with afterwards. And this relationship has not waned in terms of love, but waned in terms of we've just gotten busy. So it's been a little while since we talked, but it's Kelly and Suzanne Lomax and their 2 sons. And Kelly was, I had a really great assignment at the end of my career, and Kelly was the kind of the lead senior manager on that project, and he kept me sane for the last 2 to 3 years of my career, and not only kept me sane, kept me laughing most of the time. The man is a card. It's hard to explain what he does, but half of what he says, you just crack up laughing as he says it. Yet he is able to accomplish so much in so little time. He's a great worker. He's a great man. Suzanne is beautiful. She's a lot taller than I thought she was before I ever met her. And then I went to Memphis. We've planned a meeting in Memphis, and in walks this lady that's much taller than I thought she was from the pictures that I'd seen. But she's beautiful. She's a wonderful person. I love them both. Love both of their sons. So Kelly, Suzanne, love you guys. I thank God that you are in my life, and I promise to be a little better at calling you and staying in touch. So tomorrow we head to a place called Barbadillo. We are trying to arrange a point that we meet up with a 4th person, from another person from Incline Village. He's a little bit ahead of us, and I'm not quite sure if we're going to meet up or not, but we're trying to figure out a time. Not tomorrow, definitely not tomorrow, but maybe on Tuesday we'll meet up with him, Frank Coughlin. So anyway, everything's good. No big aches and pains that Aleve or ibuprofen won't take care of. And looking forward to getting home and seeing all you guys. And probably going to have to shave this off before most of you see it, because I know Kathy's not going to let me keep it. So love you guys, and we'll check in a few days.